Well, good morning and welcome back to the Little French Homestead. If you are new here today, my name is Sherry. We are going to be making a very simple, almost kind of like dump and go, slow cooker beef ramen. Now, I just cooked till there's no more pink and a 2-pound thing of ramen. And I have all the other ingredients right here. I am going to link the recipe down below for you. I did take a small little shortcut and I did do pre-cut carrots. Now the carrots, they want you to slice into these mini matchstick types, but I can tell you right now, mine are never gonna come out that great. I don't mind go ahead and getting some pre-diced carrots that look like that. I am totally okay. I am cutting up the rest of it. It's gonna ask for some peppers, some scallions, and 6 cloves of garlic. I am gonna try to get them not as thin as possible, but as much as I can get. Now this is gonna go ahead and cook for about 4 to 6 hours. It is now, what is it, 10:01 in the morning. And this is a very, if you get all the ingredients like the night before, like already pre-chopped up and everything, you could go ahead and just do it. This is a very simple dump and go in the morning, right out on your way to work, or if you have to run like an errand or an appointment in the morning, this would be very simple to go ahead and do. That way you don't have to worry about it later. The ramen, you do not add until about 30 minutes before you're ready to go ahead and cook and serve your meal. I'm gonna try to get that little membrane out of there. Oh, no. I didn't get a very good job on that one. And you're not going to use actually the ramen pack that it comes with. So I mean, even if you only have a flavored ramen, you're not using that particular pack, so you could just discard it, save it for another time frame if you need extra flavoring for something else. Everybody in our family loves chicken flavored ramen, but if you only have, you know, the packages that they come in, like a beef or shrimp, you just don't need the seasoning. If you do homemade ramen, I would go ahead and make your ramen up, let it sit, and then you're gonna add it really almost to the very end of the meal. Real ramen, freshly done, and freshly done like pasta only takes, you know, less than a minute to go ahead and really go ahead and cook it in the broth. All right, well, done all that. I'm gonna dice up some garlic. Now I am gonna be making a little bit later today my garlic. I buy it pre-peeled and everything from Sam's Club. I do take a shortcut on that. I don't have any made up. If you have seen my previous video, I don't know how long ago back, but I used all of my pre-minced garlic, which I needed to anyway. You always want to be first in, first out. And so since I've used all of my pre-diced, minced, whatever you want to call it, garlic, I knew I needed to make some more up. So the last couple of days I've been actually chopping up garlic instead of having it all ready for me. So I have to get that done today. All right, last one. And this doesn't have to be minced all the way down too much or anything like that. You just want to just chop it up fairly good. Now, I've already pre-rinsed those, except all this. So I'm just going to give these just a little bit of a rough chop. I do have some other ones that I am saving for later, because you do want to go ahead and get this flavor in there of the onions. And then you're going to save some of these scallions for the topping. That's perfect. All right, after we've added all that, I'm just going to move this over here because there's no more cutting. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add 4 tablespoons of brown sugar. We are adding 1 cup of low sodium soy sauce. Thankfully, I do have that in stock. Normally, I just carry the regular. I think the last time I went to go buy my soy sauce, they were all out, so I had to get this. And then I am adding in my chicken stock that I had made from a couple of days ago. I had to thaw this out. I am just going to keep all of that fat in there. It's still kind of frozen, so it will go ahead and break down as this cooks. You're going to go ahead, like I said, cook this on about low, 4 to 6 hours, and I'll bring you back when I'm done. All right, so as our slow cooker is cooking, I've pre-prepped some veggies. Now, I know we live in Florida. We usually don't get cold weather like they do up in New England, but there are times where it can get to freezing. So what I always like to do, this is my cute little bag of tricks, is to have some pre-soup starters already in the refrigerator, in the freezer, ready to go. This is my beautiful chicken scraps. I'm just going to set that over here. Now, normally I would go ahead and make broth out of all that, but my chickens, I would rather give it to them so I can go ahead and get some wonderful eggs off of that. Now, I've put on the dice. I think this is probably maybe like about a 1/4 inch. That's going to give me some nice chops. I like them all to be somewhat even. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I can tell you it'll go a lot faster if you go ahead and do that. Now, let me go ahead and get a quick bowl out. Because then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all this in a bowl, and then let me see if that's not going to fit on there, so we'll cut that in half a little bit more. We will then go ahead and put these in our containers for soup. There you go, see? And it gets a nice chop. I'm just going to put a little bit less in there. I don't want to break my machine. Now, sometimes I usually have the kids do this. They're all at school today, which is totally fine. I have one daughter who is in culinary. She was in culinary last year and in this year in high school. They haven't done any cooking yet per se, but when they start she will go ahead and have a blast in there. She loves to help me cook here at home. She does mostly all the baking as well. She gets on the, not YouTube, but like TikTok. And she looks at all of those recipes on there. And then she's like, hey Mom, we want to go ahead and try this out. And I go, sure, no problem. Sometimes if I am in a pinch, she will jump in and give me a hand. Even in the kitchen, she can cook rice. She can cook spaghetti. These little soup starters are also great to, like I said, to have on hand. Especially when the weather starts to get kind of bad. You can go ahead and take one of these soup starters out. You don't even have to thaw it in the microwave or anything. You can just do straight right inside the pan, or like your Dutch oven or something you're cooking in. And just let them cook just a little extra longer and they'll be perfectly fine. You got some nice chopped up veggies here. I'm just going to continue to chop here along until they're all done. All right, so we're back and I went and diced this all up. I do have another full container of onions. I'm not sure if I'm going to need that all in here. I might, but if not, I'll just put them in a Ziploc bag, or maybe I'll just keep them in these containers and just have some diced for myself, saved up for later. Now in here is probably going to take about a cup and a half. And that's totally fine. I've got 12 cups down here. And I got 3 more on the side. I actually only have, I think in my freezer, maybe like 1 or 2 of these left. Looks like I'm only gonna get maybe about 7 of these. That's okay. That's perfect. Wasn't sure how many I was going to have, but that's totally okay. Because then I'll just go ahead and make these diced. And then you're just going to go ahead and put a lid on these. Now I do have like ham broth written on some of these. Some have lemon. I usually write it in the in black magic marker. I am okay with that. So, like I said, you'll take one of these out, go ahead and stick them on the stove, a little bit of butter, saute it all up, then add all of your ingredients for your soup, and you're all good to go. And you just saved yourself probably a good 15-20 minutes of dicing everything all up. Now I'm just going to put all these, like I said, in a container. And I have another project that we're going to be working on in a few seconds. I just needed to go ahead and get this all taken care of because I needed this cutting board because we're going to be cooking up some chicken. All right, so I've got the diced up chicken here on the stove. This is for our next recipe. It is called an easy one-pot queso chicken and rice. It's throw everything all together, but you got to get the chicken cooked first. So while I am still in the process of getting that taken care of, we are going to go ahead and do our garlic. Now I'm probably going to have to put in quarter of amount. You don't want to overfill it because then it's not going to go ahead and cut or mince up very nice. Going to start off on low, and then I'm going to go to high. And I also do want to make sure that you scoop around the edges. You want to make sure that you get this all blended together. You don't want to have a bunch of little tiny pieces and then a big chunk when you're biting on them. I love garlic just as much as the next person, but sometimes that little extra bite can be a little powerful. And this is pretty much all what you're going to do with all the whole bag. Take that out of here. Scoop everything all around. And I keep mine frozen when I need them. I'll go ahead and take what I need out, throw them in the microwave. Usually about 30 seconds to about 45 seconds we'll go ahead and do. And that way I can keep these fresh. Oh, I do see one that's got a little yucky rotten piece on it. And then you just keep going until they're all set. Alright, so we'll just come back to this. Let's go ahead and turn around and get this assembled. This will take about 15 to 20 minutes for it to come up to a good rolling boil. Go ahead and settle it down and simmering. And then while that's simmering, I can come back over here and take care of that. Alright, so as I was saying, this has got a really great cook on them. Look at all those pieces. That is delicious. Alright, so as we've got the bite-sized pieces, we cook them in just regular olive oil. And here I have a tablespoon each of garlic powder, onion powder, chili powder, cumin, and then I got about a half a teaspoon of salt and pepper. I can always add more salt and pepper if needed. Just want to go ahead, oh, the smell right now of that cumin. Wow. Oh, those aromatics, they smell absolutely wonderful. All right, so then after that, we're gonna add the rotel and then the rice. This is 1 can. It's got the diced tomatoes with the green chilies in it. This is the 1 can you want. Do not drain it out. You're just adding that all in here. We are gonna be adding a 1.5 cups of rice. You want to go ahead and give this a quick little mix. Now, if you already had some diced chicken that was already cooked, or maybe like a rotisserie chicken, you don't have to sit there and cook all this. This would be a super fast meal. But again, I had wanted to go ahead and cook it like this. I wanted more of a diced chicken than more of a shredded. But you do what you have in your pantry. All right. After we go ahead and do that, we're going to add the broth. It's about 2 1/4 cups of chicken broth. Now this is the chicken broth that I had done. This is a 3/4 cup, so I'm just going to go a little bit more than what it suggested. I had done this broth about a week ago when I had made all of the chicken. They had a buy one get one free at Publix of the quarter, so it's the quarter chicken thighs and the legs, and I bought 2 packs, so there was 4 in each, so it gave me a total of 8. I went and put that in my big 18 stock pot, and I filled it all up with a bunch of water and just let that cook overnight. Then I had allowed it to cool down and separated everything. This is the broth that I'm still using. I still have, I think, 1.5 more, and then I'll be out again. But I wanted to use this because I knew I was going to be making a bunch of recipes, and I wanted to use my broth instead of store-bought. But I mean, of course you can use store-bought. If you need to buy store-bought for a lot of items, go right ahead. This is going to be an easy convenience meal for you. I happen to have some of this stuff already here. I did have to go buy a couple of things for this recipe, but not too much. All right, so once this go ahead and comes up to a boil, you are going to go ahead and then put the cover on, simmer this for about 15-20 minutes, and then I'll go ahead and I'll take you back. Just want to get all that off of there. Put my lid on, and then turn this down to low. All right, while this go ahead and takes care of that, let's go ahead and work on the garlic. All right, so after I cleaned up just a little bit, we're gonna go ahead and take care of this. So let me show you what I mean by these are nice and minced all up. Look at that. Okay, this is kind of the consistency that you're going for. Now, the first time I made these, I had done a little bit of oil on them. You really don't need any oil or anything like that. You're just going to press into here, wipe off some of the edges, place it down, and there you go. I don't know if you can see that here. I'll do another one over here on this side. There. And now there's your little pucks. Now I'm just going to go ahead and do all of these like this. I have 3 cookie sheets. I don't know if I'm going to need all of them or not, but they are there in case I do. And when I'm all done with this, I'll go ahead and I'll bring you back. All right, so I think I got like 2, maybe 3 more left. And then we've got them all taken care of. My hands are very sticky, but that's okay. You really have to enjoy doing this, which I do. All right. We're always going to have one that's not going to be thoroughly taken care of. Let me just rinse my hands off real quick. And I want to see how many I got. Grab a towel. Alrighty, so I did these in rows of 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I got about 64. And that could probably last me about 3 months, maybe 4, depending on how much garlic that I do in this cooking. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this in the freezer, and I'll probably wait till tomorrow to go ahead and bag it up. You really want them nice, solid, and firm together. I'm gonna double bag it in a Ziploc bag. Just write down that it's garlic and the date that you went and did this. All right, we're just gonna go ahead and just give a quick check on this rice. I wanna say that it's done. Oh yeah, this is definitely done. We're gonna go ahead and turn off the heat. I'm gonna put this down so I don't ruin my countertop. Let me bring you over here a little bit closer so you can go ahead and see this. This is absolutely delicious. Give me just a second. I'm just gonna put it like that. Nope. Here, hold on a second. Look at how yummy this looks. All right, now I just gotta add a few more ingredients and we'll be all set. All right, so you wanna add your cheese. Now, if you wanna make a homemade nacho sauce, you sure can. That pan was hot. But since I was doing enough stuff today, I wasn't about to sit there and mess with homemade cheese. We're gonna add half of this bag. This is 2 cups. It actually calls for 1 cup or a cup and a half of cheese. I'm gonna do about 1 cup in there, and I'm gonna save it for the topping. This smells absolutely delicious. I think we're gonna go ahead and maybe just have just a little bit for lunch. I'm gonna slide this up a tad. Let me go ahead and just get a little bowl. We're gonna add a small little scoop to this. Now what you would do also too is add a little bit of cheese on top. A couple of your fresh scallions. That looks divine. Let me go ahead and just take a little taste of this. It's gonna be hot. Oh wow. You know what you could also do? Now this was a mild or a medium. This was mild. You know, you could also do it a little kick up. You could do spicy nachos, the cheese sauce on it. You could also obviously add hot sauce or whatever you'd like to go ahead and do. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and sit down, have a little bit of lunch, but I will go ahead and bring you back once the ramen, the slow cooker ramen meal is done, because that is our dinner for tonight. This is gonna be saved for dinner for Saturday night. Today's Thursday. And then I'll bring you back for that. All right, so now we're just gonna add in the 4 packs of ramen. Just remember to take out the seasoning mix. This has been going all day and it's been smelling really good. I wish you could just smell that. Oh, that is delectable. All right. We're just going to add this in. It's going to take about 30 minutes or so for this to go ahead and get fully all cooked. I probably should have turned it this other way. Let me go ahead and do that. It's not going to quite fit going this way. Now I will go ahead and come back in about 15 minutes or so, make sure that all of the liquid is being absorbed. And then I'll bring you back for the tasting. All right, so let's go ahead and give this a try. This smells so good. Now I've got my bowl over here. Normally we usually don't have ramen as soup like this. We usually have it on the side, especially like if we do like chicken ramen or something. But we're gonna have it as a soup tonight. Everybody's excited. Just gonna have a little bit more broth. And then on top, we've got the scallions. And we usually like a little bit of these Chinese noodles. Put right here on top. And I'm gonna go ahead and give it a quick try. Wow, what a deep flavor this has done. I really like this. Wow. Wow, this is really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and call the family over. We're gonna go ahead and have some for dinner. I just want to say thank you so much for coming to see me today. We got a lot done. If you like this video and you'd like to see more, go ahead, please like, share, comment, but most importantly, go ahead and subscribe and click that notification bell to see all of my new updates. Again, just to remind you, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays are going to be from now on my new video. I just want to again say thank you for coming into my home, and goodbye, and keep on cooking.